Today we are off to Lympstone Celebration of Speed, which is a yearly car show at Lympstone Manor. So we're lucky enough to take this Jaguar Project 7 and Felix is going to be taking the 1954 Ford F100. So let's have a little look to see what we got up to today at the Celebration of Speed at Lympstone Manor. We've now arrived at Lympstone Manor. We've parked up the Jag next to some British cars. So we've got a couple of the Aston Martins, then we've also got the Project 7 parked here. The American truck is just dipped over there, so you can see that parked next to some of the classic vehicles. Both looking absolutely mint. The weather is incredible and we've got some really good views over the XS tree. They are going to do like a Spitfires display later, I think around 2-3 o'clock, which would be quite cool to see. So we'll try and capture that as and where we can. Let's talk a little bit about the Jag for those that don't know about it. So it is number 24 of 250 that were ever made, and it's the last of like the proper Jag, to be fair, because they're not really making any cars like this now, especially with the new way that they're rebranding the brand and all that sort of stuff. So that's the Jaguar Project 7. We'll walk over to the Ford F100. Then we've got a couple of cars from Cars and Cuppas here anyway, so we've got a couple of customers here so we can have a little chat with them. We've got Joe and Jason's little MG over there that did come up to our Sunday showcase event. I don't know if you remember seeing that one or what, but they're always regular visitors to our events and they always support us as and where they can, which is quite cool. This one, owned by the same owner of the Jaguar Project 7, and this is one of a few American trucks that he's got, and as you can see in the sun, it's looking absolutely incredible. And if we have a poker head in, I think it's got a few bits and bobs in there at the minute, but we've got the red leather interior with the matching bed in the back as well, which is really, really nice. So that's the Ford F100, like I said, that's one of 3, so I think it's got 2 Ford F1s, Ford F100, Jaguar Project 7 and a few other bits and bobs. Then next to it here, we have this BMW, which is absolutely mint. This come up to our Sunday showcase event, and we often see this one at a few other local events as well, which is quite cool. And he's actually won a few concours because this is so mint. If you poke the camera in there, you can see how nice it is. The leather's all really nice, all the trim around the dash, and in the engine bay, it's all literally you could eat a dinner off of that. So that's well worth deserving winner of a few concours events. And then if we have a little walk around up to here, we've got a few Ferraris. So again, that one's been, I think there's a 328 GTS, that's been up to our events, and that's been up to a couple of our Sunday showcase events. And then we've got some other cars, 4 cars Ferrari, parked in this top section over here. So if we have a little walk around and see what else there is. So we've got a nice mix, to be fair. There's like a Porsche paddock, you've got a classic paddock, supercar paddock. You've got some race cars up this top section here. Got a Ferrari Pura Sangue, which you don't often see. So Nigel, who owns that, he absolutely loves it. He comes up to a few of our events, and again, he was at the Sunday showcase. Got Jag E-types. This is quite cool here. I'd like to do something like this at our event, so a little like pit lane. So they've got all like the hay bales, and I think you drive up through there, and I don't know whether they're doing some parade laps or something like that a bit later. They might end up doing little parades in some of the cars and stuff. But if we have a little walk up and through and just show you some of the cars that are here. So we've got Oh, these have been up to our evening meet, haven't they? The Type 51 Bugatti. So these are genuine Bugattis from 1940 something, I believe. So he did come up to our last evening meet, and they sound ridiculous, don't they? Sound absolutely ridiculous. So that's really cool to see. And they're both real genuine Bugattis from 1940s, 1950s, and they actually did used to race around. So that is perfect. So let's have a little walk around and see what else is going on. These were here last year. So I don't know who owns these, but I presume it's a local owner. But they're both here last year. By the looks of it, I think they own Kynaston Auto Bodies. So that probably makes sense, hence with the last name. But we'll have a little walk on through. We've got some micro-Allinis. Have you seen these yet? The little micro-Allinis? Yeah. So those that would know, we had the Citroen Amis for victory, where we raffled off the Citroen Ami a couple of months ago. We actually raffled it off twice because both people took the cash alternative. But these are very similar. So they're like the next level up. You've got the Citroen Ami, which is like 7 to 8 grand, and then these are about 15, 16, 17 grand, but they've got like double the amount of range, double the amount of power, and I think double the amount of safety. I was talking to Jason and Joe earlier, and they were talking about the safety sides of these compared to the Citroen Ami, and they are a lot better. And that one's got a little bit of a Ferrari livery on it, which is quite cool. I think the owner of that does have a Ferrari Portofino parked up that top section over there. Then they've got like racing sims, they've got live demos. So over in this section over here, they've got like, you can actually put a Formula 1 wheel on and do all time, and you probably win something at the end, which me and Felix will have to give that a go later, won't we? See who's quicker and putting a racing wheel on a Formula 1 car. But yeah, let's have a little walk on through. So that's a couple of the sort of race cars. I don't know a lot about these sort of cars, to be fair, but they are really cool to see. And obviously you've got the Type 51 Bugattis over this section. Like I said, this one's been up to our events, and I'm pretty sure it's the same person that owns them both. Well, I'm pretty sure one person owns them both. And then we've got a couple of, this was mint, Jaguar E-Type, which is absolutely mint. If we poke our head into there, so again, a bit like that BMW, it's like Concours sort of level spec. Engine's all been done, it's all restored. And it's all looking absolutely mint. We've got Porsche. Let's have a little look in this one. So this is a racing truck. I mean, just look at it in there. It's fully specced out, all race livery, cage, everything. And we've even got boats as well. So over in this section, we've even got some boats. So I don't know, not really into my boats, are you? I don't want one. You said this to me recently that you wanted a boat. I couldn't think of anything worse.
There's a racing boat.
Yeah, this is a racing boat, so it's a different level. But yeah, if we have a little look around the paddock, you can see all the amazing cars on display. So what we'll do today is film as much as we can, have a little walk around, meet some of the people here, and we're actually going to do a YouTube video for once, because we keep banging on about it, but we never actually end up doing it, do we? We always end up being too busy. But because it's not our event, we can actually capture some stuff, and I'm not running around and pulled in all sorts of different directions, and we can actually capture some stuff here today, which is ideal. And you all can see a little YouTube video if you want to come to the next celebration of speed. You get a bit of an idea on what it's all about. Whilst we're down in the Porsche section, we might as well have a look around some of the Porsches.
There's like 23.
Is there 23 Porsches? Nice. Not as many as Sunday Showcase, though, is there? This is really cool. I love the Dakar Porsche. He's got a Mercedes hat on it. I wonder what the story is there. But I would love something like this. This or the Lamborghini Starato. I don't know what one I'd prefer to have, but I imagine there's probably about 100 grand price difference between them both. We've got Matt's Noble, so obviously Matt's a regular visitor at Cars and Cuppas. And Matt come third place show and shine for Sunday Showcase, so well-deserved winner. And lovely bloke and good supporter of Cars and Cuppas. Got GT3s, got a few other GTSs, and we've got, that's nice, so that's like a GT3 Touring, I think. Really nice to see. And then over here, we're in like the peasant paddock at the minute, because they've got another paddock over there where you've got to pay like £300 to get tickets for. I think that's how much it is, £300. So that's that section over there, which we won't go into because I'm not spending that sort of money.
Is that each?
Another thing that they got going on, if we have a look, they've got a Spitfire display, so that's something cool that we could probably incorporate at our events. So they're literally just doing a little display on a Spitfire around the ex-estuary, which is quite cool. Matey must be absolutely roasting in that, to be fair, because it's like the hottest day of the year today, and he's in a chrome Spitfire. It's time to look at the parade laps, which includes the Dakar Porsche along with a few others, including Ant's lovely mint BMW 2002. So let's have a little look to see what that's all about. So that is a little look around the Lympstone Manor Celebration of Speed event. It's always a really good show with some lovely cars on display. We didn't actually get to film too much else because the weather was just far too hot. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video for what it is. You can obviously join us at our car event on Friday at Greendale Farm Shop. For those watching this video when it launches on Friday 17th of July, we've got our after hours evening meet at Greendale between 6 and 9. We'd love to see you there. But if not, obviously we're going to be doing more YouTube videos and the podcast is making a return. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys and girls in the next one. Ciao.